Alright, so I'm here at the Cape Cod Canal on July 16th, 2017. Pretty slow morning, but the water's moving very nicely. And so I'm going to do some jigging, which is pretty good in my experience for finding fish when they're not really showing themselves. It's a tried and true technique here. I'm kind of new to this, so I'm going to try to capture my technique in the hopes that we can learn something about it. But in general, the approach is to cast out up current, let the jig get down to the bottom, and then give it some pumps near the bottom, giving it some action until the end of the sweep to the down current side, which in this case is to my left, and then do it again. I'm using here a 5.5 ounce Savage sand eel in white, which is very popular lure here. Mackerel is another one. 4 to 5 ounces is generally what it takes to get down. You can see that this current is ripping pretty hard right now, so probably even 5 to 6 might be appropriate, but 5 is generally good enough. So let's do it. So I'm going to cast up current as best I can without getting in anyone's way. Get the jig out there, and now I get the reel on the bail, and now I let it go, I let it drop, and I try to keep tension as it's going, but I don't reel yet until I feel the thud of the bottom, which is now. And now I can feel the bottom. I give some pumps. I don't really reel very much because the current is doing all the work for me, so I'm keeping it out in that area where it landed basically. You can see this nice sweep of a rip in front of me. So I'm not giving it a violent rip the way a lot of guys I see here, because I have braid and this is a good stiff rod pretty much. So I'm just giving it some short pumps, picking up the tension, trying to keep it near the bottom, just off the bottom. Sometimes I'll feel the drag, and now it's going far downstream. And now typically I would reel this in here, but I've seen guys continue to fish even like directly into the current almost, which depending on your position can be challenging, but here it's not so bad. So I'll keep doing that, continuing now, imparting some motion with the reel by retrieving and giving it some up-down jigs. But as I approach the shoreline, I just want to get it out of there so I don't hit any rocks. Like that. So I want to get it. And I have a VS 250 here, so this reel is not the fastest. So I have some lead on here now. Definitely don't want to lose this jig. Alright, it's all good. And I should point out some modifications I made on the jig at the suggestion of others, and just some things I noticed. But I used some Loctite gel control like super glue to keep this tail appended to the head. Otherwise it's coming off and getting ripped. The hooks get a little dull every once in a while, so I sharpened it, but the glue is definitely helping a lot. Let's do another round. Get it out there. Pick up the slack a little bit so I can feel when it hits bottom. Alright, there it is, right back, just right in front of me. I can feel it bouncing the bottom. That's good, it means I'm close, but I don't want to drag, but I want to keep it close. Now I'm just going to let the current do the work as I move down, and this is where I'll just start reeling fast so I don't hit the shoreline. Oop. Got some weed. And that's pretty much my approach to jigging here. Nothing sophisticated, but just an imitation of what I've seen and just what makes sense. it would, if I understood the structure of the bottom a little bit better, like where the holes are, etc., I may change the distance that I cast and where I'm aiming for. But because this is a new area to me, I'm just kind of blind casting as far as I can and working it through. And I'll change the distance a little bit. And if the fish are apparent, like let's say they're in the middle of the water column, you see them busting on top, I'll change my retrieve speed to accommodate that. But otherwise, my general approach is just get it close to the bottom and bounce it gently. That's it.